Wow, we are a little late, aren't we?
A little what?
A little late.
Well, that.
Oh, well, yeah. We just wanted to come, once the Microsoft conference was over.
Oh, okay.
But, hey, welcome to the 205th Angry Cuddles podcast. My name is Steven, and we just finished watching the E3 Microsoft press conference. I watched the Bethesda press conference last night, and joined by Sir Michael.
Hi. Hello.
And Sir Chuck.
Hello.
The head of Master Chief. And here in the center, this is Hypeshroom. Hypeshroom, whenever we discuss a topic, if you are excited about it, you may hit the Hypeshroom. Or, if you feel like an unjust amount of hype was given towards the game or is being given towards the game, you may also hit it and explain why you think so. So, first, we'll cover the Bethesda beats really quick. We'll wait to talk about Fallout 4 until we get to the Microsoft bit, because it was displayed at the Microsoft bit as well. But, also, the Fallout 4 has a exclusive grand $120 version that comes with a wearable Pip-Boy.
Fuck me. Fuck my wallet.
You can put your smartphone in it and have a second screen app, and I am unclear on if that second screen can be used in lieu of the menu in the game.
Well, he said that there was second screen
there was
support.
some second screen support, so I'm thinking that.
Maybe, we saw people at the last con, though, with Pip-Boys kind of like that. So...
And, of course, people have been, they've been making stuff like that since Fallout 3. I remember you found an OS simulator kind of thing that made your iPhone look like a Pip-Boy screen.
Yeah.
And then I came up with the idea of just making one of those waterproof packets like they have now, and then kind of sewing that into something leather-like so that you had that right there.
Yeah.
Which I think Spec Ops people use nowadays anyway.
But now it looks like a Pip-Boy. and the possible second screen experience for the game itself. First of all, I'm going to say, in terms of collector's editions, that's the best one I've seen.
Pip-Boy's pretty good.
That's about the thing you can do to get me to purchase a collector's edition. He says, very clearly having purchased the legendary edition of Halo 3...
Yep.
10, 15 years
ago.
ago.
The helmet that you can't wear.
I bought the special edition of Skyrim. Parthenax watches me while I sleep.
Yeah.
So,
So things like, statues and whatever, coins are fine. But this you can use it.
Stuff you can actually use.
Where?
That's cool.
So anybody getting the Pip-Boy edition?
Yes.
Yeah?
The short answer is yes.
Short answer is yes? Okay.
The long answer is...
The long answer we will have to get to when we actually start discussing the Xbox.
And Miguel?
I don't know.
Okay. They also announced a game called Fallout Shelter for mobile devices. It looks to me a lot like Sim Tower from...
Way back
in the day.
20 years ago.
You create your own shelter, all the people in it. You have stats. It's a sim-style kind of game, 2D. It is free. You do not have to be connected to the internet. Once you download it, you can just play it. They don't do timed paywalls, where you have to wait for your energy to charge to play again or whatever.
Yeah.
The only microtransaction they have is that in the game you can unlock lunch boxes that have bonus cards in them for bonus stamina for a character, whatever. You can purchase more lunch boxes if you want. That's it. They said they wanted to make a game that, they would want to play, and I've heard that before, but I believe it from Todd Howard.
Operating systems?
Android and iOS.
God damn it.
No Windows Phone, guys.
I swear to God, you and I have the redheaded stepchild of mobile OSs.
Just get an Android phone.
Oh, yeah. I'm fucking aware. They also announced a card game for Elder Scrolls, a video game that is a card-based game. Actually, I'm going to grab my devices here.
Neat.
I'll let you have yours.
No, I'm trying to hide them from the computer,
that's
from the
neat.
camera. That's not a that's not a computer. That's a camera.
That's a camera. Yep.
Hi, camera.
It's connected to the computer. It's part of it.
What were we saying, Mike?
That's neat. The card game. It's
Set in the Tamriel.
Sure. Cool.
So they're doing they're doing Elder Scrolls Hearthstone or whatever.
Yeah, is Hearthstone a WoW card game?
Yep.
Okay, then probably that's probably about roughly what it is. They announced Dishonored 2, which I'm very excited about. There are two protagonists, a dude and a girl, dude and a gal.
Corvo's back.
No. There's a scene at the end of the trailer where she picks up Corvo's mask, and you hear a voice say, "It's good to see a familiar face." So I don't know what role he plays in that game.
Okay.
But that is that. Bethesda. What else did Bethesda do? They showed a little bit of ESO. Oh, and in the next couple of weeks, just for the record, if this comes through, the band members of Moonlight Native in Fort Worth are going to come and talk about their Elder Scrolls Online experience, because that whole band has been playing Elder Scrolls Online, and so I'm going to bring them in and have them chat about that.
What a show!
That'll be fun. But then, of course, comes Fallout 4, which was, we all knew was coming. They made these sort of, excuse me, the announcement prior.
The announcement?
They announced Fallout 4 prior to E3.
Yes.
They announced that they were announcing, is what that was.
Sort of. I mean, they showed the trailer. They showed the trailer. And Chuck hits the Hypeshroom for unnecessary
hype
for Fallout 4.
Yellow flag.
And so
Yellow card. Sorry.
We will talk about Fallout 4 as the bridge to the Microsoft conference now. So you guys watched the Fallout 4 stuff with me here.
Yeah.
The stuff that they didn't show today that they showed yesterday was the buildy sort of Minecrafty sort of aspect of it.
Ooh.
Where you can go out and scavenge scrap material. There are areas where you can build on, and you can build your house. You can grow to a settlement. Settlements can attract people that trade and I guess maybe live there. Mm-hmm. And then you also have to defend your settlement from raiders and stuff like that. They said that there are no useless items. Sam countered that there were no useless items in Fallout 3 because you could put them all in the junk loader or whatever.
That's called junk.
It's called ammo, sir.
But everything, there are multiple ways to create things. So if one of the examples was a scope, you can use wonder glue, a magnifying glass, and string, or you can use like a duct tape, a Nuka-Cola bottle, and a globe, or just whatever. There are different ways to make things.
Yeah, in the they didn't talk about the weapon customization today, but the scope he had was just like a cylinder with screws going into it to show you where to aim.
Yeah. They said there are 50 base weapons and then over 700 mods that you can do to it. Ooh. So they did a time-lapse video on Bethesda last night where they showed just the handle of the laser rifle being switched out a dozen billion different times. And all of them looking unique and different.
Yeah, I like that.
The power armor, now, you saw him get into it in the trailer today.
Thank God.
In your garage, you have power armor that is your own power armor that you can also modify in a million billion different ways.
Which reminds me, okay, so just early viewing of it, the actual gameplay, it looks like it's gone a little further away from its RPG roots and more towards the
shootery.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. I'm wary.
You're wary that it's going too far in one direction.
Yeah, because they're making a new Gears of War. They're making new Halo shooter games. This is Fallout, so
see, here's the thing.
I hope that it stays Fallout.
That's what they said when Fallout 3 came out.
Yep, and that's what I said when Fallout 3 came out.
And they said, trust us, it's as much an RPG and, VATS and everything's a thing, but we're allowing people that want to play first-person shooters to play in that style. But not really. Playing in first-person mode without using VATS in Fallout 3 was a fucking chore.
Really hard.
So, to me, Fallout 4 feels more like they just sort of fleshed out a little more crisped up, nice, polished out, buffed out.
The problem is, they may have had to sacrifice a little bit of VATS to do that. And remember our buddy Mark?
Yeah.
When he first started playing Fallout 3, I remember him saying that the only thing that kept him playing it through the shitty combat was that, at least in combat, he could resort to the VAT system, because otherwise he couldn't hit for shit. And it wasn't entirely against what he liked to play, but that was not what he was looking for in Fallout. When we were watching it early, you were talking about how you liked how the Fallout 4 VATS, instead of freezing time, slowed time. Mm-hmm. That's taking it another step further away from the turn-based RPG that it had been for the first two and a half games.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That is accurate. They didn't really go into VATS, at least that I saw. There were some stream hiccups, but if we're wrong and someone wants to correct us, please go ahead.
No, I hope you correct me, because seriously, I want it to look like that.
I mean, what I'm about to say.
Oh.
If I'm wrong about this, let me know. The VAT system, they didn't really go into much, but it looked like that there was a critical meter that said execute critical.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if you can't execute a critical until it's full, or the chance to critical grows as that meter grows, and you can choose when to attempt.
That would be an interesting dynamic.
Well, maybe the critical meter grows and it raises your chance to do it.
I'm hoping that that's the case, because, you may be like, okay, it's only 50-50 there, but I'm going to die if I don't try to crit now.
Yeah.
That'd be a tense, fun.
And with the slowed VATS as opposed
you don't
to
get
the
the
frozen
time to
VATS,
think about it that much.
Right.
Yeah.
And that you don't get to put down the controller and then come back 10 minutes later to go, okay.
Like some cup of coffee and just, okay.
Fallout was turn-based, not real-time.
Right.
There was no real-time aspect to it at all.
Nope.
Correct.
Okay.
As soon as you went into battle mode, the world stopped.
Some of the things that John mentioned last time seem accurate. The pre-war, post-war play, and the character is voiced.
Yes.
Yep.
Thank God.
Character's voice.
Oh, man.
Not only that, but I think the voiced character forced them to get away from what you two called the Bethesda stare.
Yeah.
It does it initially.
Quick, talk to me. There's a Cazador after me.
They do it initially so that they establish who you're talking to, and it doesn't jar you out of the experience, the immersive experience, but you still get jump cuts for the conversation, and I really like that.
You can choose. They did show the character creator also last night instead, and not this morning. The character creator starts, and there's a husband and wife, and so that's where you choose your gender. And they're looking in the mirror, or maybe not a husband and wife, but they're partners clearly.
Yeah.
And he's looking in the mirror, and when you mess with the beard, it's beard or no beard. They're having a conversation and stuff. There are no sliders of any kind.
No, I'm not cool with that anymore.
But what you do is you take the controller and you pinpoint things.
Well,
you sculpt.
Oh,
instead.
so it's Mario 64.
Yeah.
But much more in depth than that. But it's a sculpting thing.
So it's Mario 64.
But much more in depth than that.
Yes.
And you can change the skin tone, just in any direction all the way. They did a time lapse of both male and female, and they made them look.
What do you think, honey? I'm going to go with the punk rocker look today.
Have fun at work, honey.
I believe Canadian complexion today. Yes,
Canadian complexion.
But the character customization was actually probably more than any other Bethesda thing I've ever seen. Instead of using a bunch of little sliders, though, you're just taking a face and you're doing the things with it that you want.
That could be
and alternate
that
stuff.
could be much better than sliders.
Okay.
Because sometimes like I don't know how to make this the shape I need to make it.
I don't know.
Now
what-
I just take it and move it
Yeah,
away.
I'm glad you said that because as soon as you said
Sliders
no,
gone?
no sliders and choose your parents, the first thought that came into my mind was character creation in GTA 5 Online.
No, it's not
That was bullshit.
I liked
I don't know.
the
I
character
fucking
creation.
hated
detail.
it.
I didn't hate it. I thought it was kind of
I
cool.
was like, that's not
It's-
my mom.
No, you're
That's
choosing
not
your
my
characters,
mom.
not your parents, though. Although they did say that when you do choose your character, when you fashion both of these people, the game will create a baby based on that. So I don't know what that is in terms of gameplay or story, but from what it looked like,
hideous construction of life.
you choose your gender. There's a conversation going on during the character creation screen, and you choose what they look like, and that's the character you're playing as.
Okay.
Actually, now that he said that it creates a baby, because the point is that you
Let's make a baby.
are pre-war,
Yeah.
and this is like 200 years later, and you sort of come out and you're going home,
Yeah.
and you find your old robot. So I'm wondering if you come across your kid.
How? I guess you get frozen in carbonite or something.
You're frozen in carbonite. I don't know. How did the shell? How did the
200 years
vaults
later?
The vaults didn't have any cryo.
Nope.
Most
They were
didn't-
just they were,
didn't.
you had Battlestar Galactica Underground was what it
The
was.
closest was Mr. House in New Vegas, and he like aged still inside his little vault tube, cryo tube thing.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I think he's a construct. I think that he's a robot.
Think he's an android.
Yeah, I'm calling it.
I like it.
That's the twist. He's an android.
So, oh,
A knock at the door.
goodness.
A rapping.
A knock at the door. Chuck, if you don't mind.
No, not at all.
Strange.
Send those people away.
Send them away. Cast them into the fire. But
Hi.
we had-
This is for you. It's a clean one and a new one.
New filter.
Thank you.
oh, thank you.
I don't know if you need it yet.
Oh yes, very much. We do not have a filter currently.
You do, because Mike is supposed to replace those every time he comes, and he should have been here recently.
See, he was here recently, but he didn't replace the filter. He just took the old one.
Uh-oh. Took the old filter.
The old filter, yeah.
Oh, I hope he replaced the filter. Because if it's operating without a filter, that's bad for the machine.
It's also bad for the respiratory system too.
But we'll plug it in. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
This
While I'm here, can I just look at one thing I forgot to look at?
sure. This brief break was brought to you by our landlord.
I didn't really plan on doing this. I'm sorry.
We're recording,
You're part of the show
but
now.
you're quite all right.
The special
You're
guest,
okay.
the safe house landlady, ladies and gentlemen.
Help yourself. But okay, so we were in Fallout 4.
It sounded like we had
Mike
just
says
about
Android.
finished.
And yeah,
Fallout
we're
4.
about to move into the Microsoft,
Microsoft
briefing.
conference.
Yes.
No.
Thank you for
And-
getting me caught up on what I missed last night. By the
Yeah,
way.
that was Bethesda's conference. Microsoft's conference was so they started with Halo 5,
Which
is
you do.
expected.
Yeah.
I am go for it. Do it.
He did it for me.
Hypeshroom.
He even did it for me.
What is unjust?
It's just, I guess Halo 5 is such a big franchise that I feel like people will just...
You don't really need to
the fact
hype
that
it.
there's a new one, people will get excited about it,
They will hive mind.
whether or not they know anything about it. And I'm sure it'll be good.
So do we not need any we don't need any more information about it. We just need to know that it's
don't.
coming.
The teaser trailer that they released with Locke and Master Chief, that's enough. They didn't need... I don't think they needed anything else until the game released.
We don't need any more shit on this game.
Instead, we watched 6-minute.
Well,
demo or
okay,
something.
the Halo 5 little playthrough, though, I will say, went by a lot quicker than the goddamn Tomb Raider one.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the Tomb Raider one felt like it went long because there were QuickTime events.
Yeah.
QuickTime events, Uncharted 3, everything you stand on breaks.
I'm excited for Tomb Raider. I'm going to probably wait for a price drop or two, but I will play it. It's my intention to play it.
Okay.
I like that game.
Oh, I'm having a thought. All right, so the thing
You thought. I'm going to plug that in.
thing about it is now that you mentioned that Uncharted 3 sort of did this the worst, where everything you touched is going to break. Like it's destructible, or just to add tension to climbing on things and whatever. But at a certain point, that tension is going to be lost because everything is going to break. All of this ice that Laura's climbing on is going to break. The rocks that we're running to safety upon are going to break. And so we're losing the tension built from there.
You're replacing it with paranoia at that point. You're just... Paranoia is not fun.
I don't think paranoia is a good... in the right kind of game, that's a good feeling to have. But
but this isn't a spy game.
Yeah, these are action-y games that they want, and
I don't think it's paranoia so much as just certainty.
Yeah.
It's a one-to-one chance that this is going to happen.
Things break, but it's probably not going to kill you.
Yeah, you're just watching the movie of the game.
Yeah.
You're on rails.
Okay, yeah. So I am excited for Tomb Raider, but that demo just went on too long. I just lost focus.
They kind of felt that way about the Gears of War demo too.
Yeah.
At least Gears of War changed. So you start, you see some pretty stuff. You see some sort of QuickTime events and, how they can do things, little particle effects and leave particles. The tree sways, the wind blows, and little leaf particles come off. Yeah. That was, to me,
little
with the moon behind it, was
come off.
That was a little thing
Those are
for
called
me.
leaves, by the way.
Gears of 4 is what we're talking about. Not done by Epic Games, not done by Cliffy B. It's a new... It's an offshoot of that.
Looks like they really cracked down on the steroid use.
Yeah. Thank God, too.
The performance enhancement drugs seem to have been removed. And, we've seen this with DMC and stuff sometimes, and even with Halo, even though it's still sort of an offshoot, like a lot of those people probably are stayovers from the previous studio, a fresh set of eyes on that is probably a good idea.
Yes.
A fresh set of eyes is almost always a good idea.
Dovahkiin cool. Hello, thanks for joining the podcast.
Hey.
We have a guest!
Doing the Microsoft press conference right now. Gears of 4. Okay, so that was the thing, though, is there wasn't... I guess Rise, Son of Rome, did that, but Gears of 4... that's what I'm calling it. Gears 4 is the name of the game.
That's fine. Gears of 4.
That was one of the first times that I've seen gameplay on this next gen where I felt next gen-y.
Yeah.
And it was those little particle effects, those little things when the wind blows and the car moves, scripted events and whatever. But it was like, ooh, And Gears of War did do that on the last system for me as well.
Oh yeah.
I felt
it ushered you into the graphics of the console.
Right. Yeah, I felt like it did do that. So what was during Microsoft's press conference? What was the thing that excited you most?
Oh fuck. Okay. Believe it or not, I actually have several answers, and I have to think about them.
I know.
I might not.
My answer might surprise you.
And what was the dumbest thing? We're like, that's fucking stupid.
That's gonna take a little.
I got mine.
Okay.
First, I'll start with the dumb thing because it was almost a resounding success. I was almost excited. Was EA being like, EA Access, if you have Xbox Live, you're going to get to play EA Access for free for that 1 week.
And for the next week.
And I was like, oh, come the fuck on. You were right there.
But after every bit after that, it's $5 a month every month that you're giving me personally. I'm EA. Fuck you.
I will give you my own personal address to ensure that I get your money directly.
We were just so close. I was like, oh, a library of EA games and sports games that I would never have played. I now get for free in a library with my Xbox Live Gold subscription. I'll be checking some shit out now.
Yeah. $5 a month is still pretty big.
Yes, but it was one of those things where it's like they laid the table out and then whipped the covers off, and all the glasses fell.
It's like you pull the thing the cover off the platter, and there's just a delicious smoke and steamy, and then is
They open it
It's
and they're like,
Neverland.
we trapped the scent in here. Wasn't that wonderful?
I'm thinking more
Okay.
like in Pretty Woman when Richard Gere shuts the jewelry box on Julia Roberts and stuff.
Yeah, that is what it felt like.
Oh man,
Anything that happened during
that was
the press
pretty
conference
dumb.
where you thought, like, that
EA's
was dumb.
portion was pretty dumb.
Mhm.
The thing that excited me actually isn't going to be the Dark Souls 3 announcement. The thing that I was most excited about was the holographic thing.
Oh,
You know, we'd read about it and heard about it.
Microsoft
but I hadn't actually
HoloLens?
seen it working with the Minecraft. They had it projected on this table, and like, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Like we mentioned, that's Jarvis. Jarvis is real, and he's playing Minecraft.
Jarvis is real, and it requires glasses to see.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
That's the first step.
I'm glad that we're getting to the point where it's fine to wear glasses, because I know we're eventually going to get away from them, but we're realizing that so long as you do enough shit with those glasses, we're okay with wearing them.
Yes. Also, like, I mean, the glasses are. I'm totally fine with. You know, I put sunglasses on to go outside.
Yes,
so that I can,
but do they have a heads-up display?
No, but I wish they would.
Right?
So, I guess I know that this technology is starting, and it's actually starting at a really good place. With these glasses, they looked pretty ergonomic. So, and I expect, move forward from there to where the glasses will be smaller, or you won't need glasses eventually. And, you know, true holograms.
Right.
True interactive holograms.
Now, my question is, they had that table set up right there in the center, and that, and the Minecraft display fit really well into that table.
Maybe it was like it finds a flat surface and makes it fit to the surface,
It could scale.
or maybe it scales.
You might be able to set the
You do have
width or
zooming
something
properties
like that,
too.
so-
Yeah.
But how does it know when you're looking above it as opposed to looking on the side, looking around?
Eye track technology has come a very long way to the point where even webcams now can see where on the screen you're looking at,
Yeah.
like where eyes have rested.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, websites will be like, are people even looking at the side of the screen? And they can know that.
And they
that
can
was
know
one of the
that
things
we're not.
that I was saying, because when he said lightning, I didn't see him do any hand gestures. It looked as if his eyes tracked to that
He
pig
did say
and
something
said
about that.
lightning.
You
Yeah.
focused on the one spot, and
yeah.
he said lightning strike, bam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Okay.
That's
think...
pretty cool.
Uh,
Playing God with Minecraft.
But what about Dark Souls 3? Like,
Okay.
this is my legit hype.
This is some real hype, though. Yeah, that should
This
have been
is
on the
real.
Minecraft thing. And this Dark Souls 3, you know, I just finished Bloodborne, and it got me excited to play it again, so I started playing it again.
Real quick, Mike.
Okay.
Mike has
Okay.
a thing with the next gen, with current gen
It's
now
weird.
games, where he
weird.
plays them all the way to the end and doesn't finish them. And
They're fun?
It happened with 4 or 5 different
It
games.
happened with Watch Dogs. I actually still haven't finished it. It happened with Dragon Age Inquisition. It happened with Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I finally
Which you
finished
did
Black
get
Flag.
through.
And it's happened
Destiny.
with Destiny. I got through it finally.
and it eventually did.
And it happened with Bloodborne. A couple months off.
It's
from
not that he
Bloodborne.
knows that the
And
ending
then-
is even necessary to come, or maybe he does. Maybe subconsciously you do. But with Bloodborne, he was like, he took a couple months off, and then he finally goes back to play it and
They
finishes
beat
it.
And they're like, man, now I want to play it again.
And yeah, now he's all jazzed. So
So over that hurdle.
yeah, so you got over the hurdle, and you're excited about Bloodborne.
Yes. So you know, I'm a sucker
Dark Souls
for
3.
that whole franchise. So Dark Souls 3 announcement is cool because I liked Bloodborne, but I think I still prefer the aesthetic of Dark Souls more.
Yeah.
The sword and shield, sorcery kind of thing. Bloodborne's more of a steampunky kind of blunderbuss.
Gothy.
Yeah,
Gothic.
gothic steampunky kind of thing.
Yeah.
H.P. Lovecraft, honestly. That's basically what that is.
Did you need to see any more of Dark Souls 3, or are you satisfied with an announcement trailer for Dark Souls 3?
I might want to see what they're going to do with the gameplay because it's changed each game. If it's going to,
Each things are a little different. It's like the restoration items are refilled, or they're not,
Or they're not.
or now you can travel between bonfires, or now you can't travel between these bonfires, or whatever.
Yeah.
There's always something different.
I guess I'm curious to see if they are going to keep the same encouragement for aggression like they have for Bloodborne, or if they're going to go back to sort of the...
I think they would go back.
Yeah?
I think if Bloodborne was their aggressive, combat-y play style, I think this is going to be a much more deliberate, explore-y, quiet, until it's not kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is my guess. Because that's sort of what Dark Souls was like, you're alone out there. And Demon Souls wasn't even that bad because the hub... Actually, Dark Souls was worse than 2 because the hub in Dark Souls 2 you got populated as well.
Yeah.
But in the hub of Demon Souls, though, you start out populated.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of guys there, and like, yeah, there's fucking shit, and you can go through these worlds, and there's a bunch of demons and shit in them. You're like, okay, I'll go kill them. But in Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 2, you start out, and you're like, oh.
I'm alone.
What do I do? Yeah, Dark Souls 3. That was exciting. I liked the Halo 5 thing, but you're right, we don't need to see any more of it. I like that Filian's on your squad.
We know that I mean, you could tell us about the different aspects of gameplay, and we can imagine well enough.
Yeah,
we're good. Okay, it's like a fire team, but in the main the main game. No problem.
I can't remember if I had a "oh fuck you" moment. Like
there wasn't anything announced that you just went, ugh.
Halo 5 and the new Gears of War game.
Okay, you had a sigh.
I was just like, oh, okay, yeah, here we go again. And
Let's
then when Peter Moore
to get to the interesting things, please.
When Peter Moore announced, hey, August 25th, new Madden game, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, our new Madden game that you know is going to come out every year.
The only thing we need to, like, the only difference is whether if it's between the 16th and the 28th, like every year.
Yeah.
So it's like coming. That's it. Madden's coming out again this year, as you probably knew.
You don't even have to say that.
You don't have to say the date. Like we'll figure it out.
You don't even have to say the game. It's going to be on the 18th this year. And you're probably talking about Madden.
Okay.
A couple of things got me super excited. I will save the one that got me the most excited for last.
Okay.
All right. The hologram glasses.
Hologram glasses.
Really cool.
That's cool.
The rare collection. Actually,
Rare
I was
collection.
particularly happy about that.
That was pretty cool. I like that. We didn't get to see it as much.
True, because
I'm gonna see if I can find.
We're having some issues with the stream.
We saw the rare collection.
You
the
caught us
thing
at
that
a
we didn't
really
see,
weird time in
There
our
were
life.
some glitches.
The thing we didn't see was that
in the
Seas, Pirate Seas.
Oh yeah, there was like a
whatever.
pirate game that they were coming out with.
I'm gonna see if I can find a list of what's in that rare collection while you talk about you're excited. And I'll push the hype
we
room
saw
in your
a fair amount of
Thank you.
Perfect Dark, Conquer.
Forza 6 looks...
But it wasn't.
Just-
But it wasn't. It didn't look like. And maybe this is what you want. But both Perfect Dark, or not Perfect Dark, but Conquer did not look like
It was the
the
original
Xbox version. It looked like the 64 version.
the original presentation of
Yeah.
it.
I still have my cartridge. As a matter of fact, Crystal's kids are playing it right now. So...
As we speak.
But the games were different though. It wasn't just an up-res.
Conquer was just an upres.
No,
Conquer
because there
Live
were
and
whole.
Reloaded?
No, Live and Reloaded was not. There was like Kill Bill jokes and stuff in it that were not in the original.
Yep.
What?
There were new jokes.
At the very beginning of the game, they made one thing that was out of the original, and then he's like, "Okay, developers, don't make anything else different about this game." You know, that was
Yeah, he makes a joke, but there are new jokes and new levels. Like that whole area.
Yeah, there were Matrix references.
Well, Matrix references were in the first one.
I didn't remember that.
I don't think that there were
Their whole
new areas
Yeah.
because that's changing the.
Yeah, they did change it.
I don't know about that because the game tells you. It tells you in the beginning of the game that nothing else is going to be different from the old game.
I'm glad that we're all talking about one game in this collection, and it's Conquer.
What else would you like to talk about?
Now,
Chuck?
here's my overhype moment with that, because believe it or not, I am excited, but at the same time, how did they show it? How did they show it? They showed Perfect Dark. They showed Banjo-Kazooie. They showed Battletoads. They showed Conker's Bad Fur Day. And then they have the super important British guy talking about how every game is a memory and you wish to relive those memories any chance you get. But people have been making such a big goddamn deal about making another Conquer game that they freaked out about it when they saw it last year at E3. And still no word about that yet. We're thinking they just like jerking us off because it's rare. And there they are doing it again. It's like we don't want to make another Conquer game, but we're going to try to keep shoving Conquer down your throats.
See.
And that's...
What if they are releasing this to get us hyped for a coming future release of Conquer or something like that.
With
I know that's total.
The rare collection. The rare collection is basically going to be the playable demo of the new Conquer game or the new Banjo-Kazooie game, like they did with Zone of the Enders, or as Penny Arcade called it at the time, Zone of the Metal Gear Solid 2 demo.
Yeah. So we will double check on the differences between Conquer Live and Reloaded and Conquer's Bad Fur Day.
Read that list.
We'll check that out later. There doesn't seem to be a list
of games.
Like there are images of things.
It's still new. Like it just came out. So.
But yeah, I think it may have Perfect Dark. I think it's going to have Perfect Dark Zero, the 360 one,
which would be nice
on there also.
PDZ was cool.
Here's the full list of games. Okay, here we go.
Stand by.
Jetpack, A Tick Attack, Lunar Jetman, Saberwolf, Underworld, Nightlore, Gunfight, Slalom, RC Pro-Am, Cobra Triangle, Snake Rattle and Roll. I played the shit out of that game.
I did too. Oh, you were the other guy that played that game.
Holy shit. Digger T-Rock, Solar Jetman, which was hard as fuck.
Oh, I know.
I played that game too. I actually got that game for my brother for Christmas. Like I was a kid, and I bought him a game for my console for Christmas, and I played it probably more than he did. Kids. Battletoads, RC Pro-Am 2, Battletoads Arcade, Killer Instinct Gold.
Okay.
Blast Corps, which was one of my favorite 64 games.
Cool.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Okay.
Jet Force Gemini.
Nice. Wow, that's a sneaky one.
Perfect Dark.
Okay.
Banjo-Tooie. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Right.
Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Wow.
Perfect Dark Zero.
Nice.
Cameo.
Never played Cameo.
Viva Pinata.
Yeah. I'm still playing Trouble in Paradise because it was free.
Jetpack Refueled. Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Ugh.
And Viva Pinata Trouble in Paradise.
There you go. 30 games for $30, right?
There you go. $30. $30, $29.99.
You know, totally worth it. It's just Nuts and Bolts. If you guys want to know what I feel about Nuts and Bolts, go watch the JonTron video.
I think we already know how you feel about Nuts and Bolts.
It's not good.
No,
you do not feel good about Nuts and Bolts.
Okay, so all right,
so we got the rare collection.
The glasses were cool. The rare collection was cool. Forza 6 was just amazing. It's good to see Forza 6 is starting to take itself the level of seriousness that
Gran
Turismo is showing now. Like, I'm happy to see that.
I still think they should have a space level. A level in space.
What did I just get through saying about seriousness?
Okay, you can have a serious game with all these realistic tracks, but why don't just have one little bit of fun in there and just put a fun track in there? Welcome to space. Driving.
Because...
a fun mode. Why not have a fun mode in your Forza game?
In your video game. Why not have a fun mode in your video game?
The simulator that Chuck loves so much, and Mike and I are trying to action up his Fallout 4.
Come on, it'd be so cool. What else did you like?
The last
thing, and the most important thing, I think.
The backwards compatibility. Hands down. The backwards compatibility.
This sounds to me a lot like the backwards compatibility that the 360 did with the Xbox, which is to say select titles. So I hope that they take it seriously and expand that list as quickly as they can.
Maybe they learned a lesson.
Maybe they did. The thing, though, that really, really helps, and boy does this help, is digital and disc. All of that shit we got for free, all of those games I bought,
yes,
I can hopefully move those.
Yeah.
Although, I've kept all of my Xbox family, this probably won't have me get rid of my 360, but it will help me focus.
You have a transition plan and an exit strategy from 360. Is what that is
exactly,
because you have the Xbox. Oh, here's the Xbox One, and then there's 360. I remember I had both the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo at the same time, and I'm like, fuck, I can't keep playing both of these at the same time.
What? Why not?
Yeah. So we
pause.
We
I think I did that once actually.
The Microsoft's E3 conference, for the first time in a long time, I'd say was good.
Yes.
It was good. They announced stuff we weren't expecting and stuff that is system selling stuff. The exclusives are important, but they've always known that their exclusives were important. But their system capabilities, what makes you different from PS4. And this is sort of the thing that it felt like. It was like 360 outsold PS3. I believe the 360 demolished the PS3 in terms of sales and like households that owned one. Mm-hmm. But the PS4 has done a pretty good job of sweeping the floor with the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. And so now I think they're like, you know what? Just bring in the 360. And now the people like you that were either maybe you weren't undecided, but people that may have been like, yeah, I had a 360, but I think I'm going to go PS4 this time, now may at least think about it and go, well, hold the fuck phone now. Does this do anything to you?
It does make me more inclined to want to get an Xbox One at some point in the future. I don't know how I feel about which one I'd get first.
First? Okay.
Yet. I'd probably still get the PS4 first.
Okay.
Because it's the games I've been looking forward to.
Okay. And this is what we're going to cover later. After the Sony's press conference starts at 8 o'clock, and we will do a reaction video like this after that, which will probably be somewhere around 9:30 or something like that. The Sony reaction video is going to be cosplay. Me, Mike, and Jason, and Chuck, you're welcome to stay around if you want. We'll be... Well, we won't tell you who we'll be, but you'll get to see our characters. But we'll be cosplaying for the Sony one later tonight. It's very Sony driven. But any final thoughts or anything about Microsoft's E3?
ID
at Xbox. Microsoft came under fire for not being independent friendly when the Xbox One started, and really kind of throughout portions of the 360 cycle. Was that it's not easy to develop for you guys, not because the kits are hard to work with or anything, but because having to go through the licensing process. Yeah. And if we have to update our game, like having to go through that relicensing process again, we don't want to do it. And so Microsoft, to their credit, the people that run the ID at Xbox system for the independent developers have said and have tweeted, and like when Kotaku and Destructoid people asked them about it, they said, if there is a developer that wants to put shit on our games, just talk to us. We'll make it work. It's like, they're customer servicing, I feel like, at least trying to customer service pretty well with indie developers. Like, okay, what's the hurdle? We'll help you.
That's good. And the indie games that they brought
fucking phenomenal.
Were really good.
They did look good. They did look good. What was the cup one?
Cuphead.
Is it Cuphead?
Yeah.
Cupheads?
Yes.
It's Cuphead and Mugman. Mugman is his little sidekick.
Okay, Cuphead, Mugman. But Cuphead was the 1930s animation
How freaked
style.
Out were you by it?
It was pretty creepy to me.
It was cool.
I think I want to watch someone play it. I don't know that I want to play it myself.
I am actually like, okay, Cuphead looks amazing. Looks beautiful. Just right up my alley, right? But I actually want to get my hands into Tacoma.
The space one.
The space station one where you're trying to figure out what everything was?
And her password looked like either ASL or hand gestures.
That looked like ASL.
Yeah. That was totally...
Yeah. That was ASL on this hand and then a gesture in this hand.
Okay, yeah.
If we could get an interactive experience
American Sign Language is what we're talking about, people.
Yes.
Now, here's a question. How are they going to port that over to international audiences?
Because they have a different sign language. ASL is American Sign Language.
Yeah.
British Sign Language is a thing.
ASL. What was another one? There's another indie game that looked really neat. It wasn't Tacoma. I mean, although that did look neat. It was... There's the one with the no faces that looked kind of pretty.
Ashen.
Ashen looked pretty. But there's another one that stuck in my head. Oh, the developer of Metroid Prime.
Oh, yeah. Recore.
Keiji Inafune is doing a game called Recore. And
cool.
That looked awesome. See. Dimsei, I'm hoping I'm saying your name right. Thanks for the sarcastic chat comment. Yeah. Our probably 2 viewers. This is actually, just as a side note, this is my thing about Twitch. So we have a chat since we took the podcast on Twitch. And some days it's bare. Today's pretty bare. Some days it's active. But it's never rolling so fast, as Dimsei has said. In other chats that have thousands of viewers, it's going so fast, why fucking bother?
Yeah.
Why would I type anything in that's going to flip
you can actually choke that.
Your comment.
You can choke that. The Vinesauce guys, Vinny in particular, is really tight about choking the feed, and he will also start like calling people out mid feed about like continuously reposting, just so you can get your thing sawn. Yeah, sorry. So there is a way that you can work around that.
And they do have chat moderators, like when those channels are so big that will read through and relay either important chats or anything. So as it stands right now, you can say whatever you want. If you want to profess whatever your sexual identity is, or if you want to take a stab at what ours are,
sorry, dude,
go for it.
Sorry,
I'm not going to permaban you. The only thing that I would like permaban, because we're so little, like we've had conversations like today we're going to talk about co-op games, and someone chimes in the chat, talk about Raptors, and you know what?
Okay, Raptors.
That's what we're going to do now, because we're not big enough to be able to ignore you.
What would be really cool is if we found a way to combine the two.
But the thing that I will permaban you is if we have a guest on, and they're making them uncomfortable or doing something like that. Then I'm going to shut you off. Terribly sexist or racist remarks will get you going. But you are welcome to take a stab at well, I can't speak for them, but at my sexuality or preference. It's
I'm going to go
it's
with
Chuck based is what it is really. Yeah, Densei is the center of the universe, our chat universe right now. Did you watch the Microsoft E3 press conference or the Bethesda E3 press conference? Chatters. I'll put the S in parentheses.
And now we wait 30 seconds for a response.
And for the response. But while we wind down here, because then we're going to pause and we'll come back after Sony's later tonight. Mm-hmm. Did Microsoft have a successful press conference this year, Chuck?
Especially compared to previous years, yes.
Okay, Mike?
I reckon they did.
I remember seeing a YouTube video of last year's press conference, or a couple of years ago, and it was sports, Call of Duty,
TV.
Okay, didn't say
TV.
That we look cool, so thanks. It's the blue hair, the samurai beard, and the kingpin hair. But did watch the Bethesda one. And
cool.
yeah, Bethesda did their first one this year. And someone, Destructoid, said that it was kind of boring but fine. I thought it was perfect because they made their announcements and they showed their shit and they didn't jack around.
Yeah.
They didn't have a lot to announce. But they, we know Fallout 4 was about to be leaked, so we went ahead and leaked it ourselves.
That's always been one of the big issues.
And now we'll just show it to you.
I've had with E3 is, how many times are you going to just keep bouncing back and forth between announcers before you finally get to your content?
Yeah, and they just contented for an hour and left.
Pretty much.
That's fine. That's good.
The controller. The Xbox One controller.
I'm jazzed.
The new sort of
Customize all the shit. Remap the buttons and everything.
The M4 Xbox One controller?
Here's the thing. Here's my worry about that controller. I like the customization. I like the pads. I like being able to switch the D-pad and stuff. Although the Xbox One's D-pad is righteous. Yeah. It's a phenomenal one right now.
It is very good.
But
I guess.
The 360 D-pad is honking horse shit.
Did one of us just accidentally turn off the XP1?
No,
Xbox.
The live stream ended and then closed.
Oh.
And it is now closed.
Okay.
But the more stuff that you add to your controller, the easier it breaks and the cheaper it feels to me.
Yeah.
And I don't
new buttons
want
on the back.
a goddamn Mad Catz controller. I spent $60 on your controller because it should be a brick. So that's my worry, is that paddles and stuff will get screwed up and all that left paddle back there doesn't work anymore.
Hey, I can put it through the ringer.
Chuck Donkey Kong's the shit out of controllers.
Well, not anymore, but
right.
I do have a history.
Endurance test for the controller.
But check out our webcomic. Our webcomic is at ain'tgirls.com. And I'm putting that in the chat.
Angrycuddles.com.
You can go to our webcomic there. And our podcast is there on Wednesdays. The audio version of what we're doing right now will be up on Wednesday, as well as the video version on YouTube. You can also watch us on Twitch, which you're doing right now, mostly. If you're listening to us, check us out on Twitch. If you're watching us, check out our website. And we will be at Dallas Comic-Con in October. Woo-hoo. And we will be at Lake Worth, the Sci-Fi Factory in Lake Worth. They're having a Midsummer Block Party on July 11th. 11th. And local artists and webcomics and stuff will be there. So if you're in the North Texas area, come by and see us in July at the Sci-Fi Factory in Lake Worth. We will be back after Sony's press conference to see how Sony did, and see if No Man's Sky makes an appearance, to see if The Last Guardian makes an appearance, to see if they sell their system to me. Last year, I wanted them to sell me a PS4, and they didn't. This year, they have another opportunity.
Let's see how they do.
Give me a reason. We might have... I'm hoping that I can get Mike to Xbox One, just so that we're all in the same universe, playing together. But other than that, we're all gamers. I don't think there's a fanboy amongst us. The thing I do fanboy, though, and Bethesda, Chuck, you help me out here.
Oh.
Bethesda, you releasing Fallout Shelter on iOS and Android. This is called a Windows phone.
No.
This is the other cell phone, the other operating system that's out there. Make shit for this, too.
I know so many people hate this thing. I don't know why. You don't know why.
The Fallout... Todd Berry, I think I called him something else earlier, but Todd Berry from Bethesda came out during the Microsoft press conference and was like, we love Xbox and we're doing the mods. Yeah. Mods on Fallout 4, we didn't mention that earlier. That's a big fucking deal.
That is a BFD.
That's going to be cool.
And if we don't know, I do not know if that is... hey, Jelly Donut 11, how's it going? I don't know if the mods are going to be on PS4 or not. They didn't say. They wouldn't say at a Microsoft press conference if it would be multi-system. But we'll wait and see.
We don't talk about
if that turns out to be an exclusivity thing, that's going to be a system seller.
Yep.
Like, that's the thing. But you come out and you say mods on Xbox because we love Xbox, and then you ignore this guy?
We love Microsoft products. Windows 10, Xbox One.
Windows iOS. Only iOS. Yeah. See, I think that the Fallout Shelter is on Android as well. I will double check that, but I think that it is. Fallout 4 the mods, that's incredible. Real quick though, because now there's actually people in the chat, and this happens frequently when we podcast. Is near the end, people start rolling. But I do want to ask you, what were the best mods that you've played in the Bethesda verse? Through the Elder Scrolls or through the Fallouts or whatever. Because here's the thing. If Fallout 4 doesn't allow you to kill every player, like every person...
They said in that conference you can do anything you want to do.
They always...
You want to
within
go.
ethical reason, asshole.
No, if I am fighting a gunfight and a stray bullet catches a quest giver in the head... I don't want to have to do those. I don't want to be able to do those quests. I want to have the consequence.
You know what? That shit actually happened to me in Skyrim. It totally did.
No, it can't.
No, it did. I watched it happen. I had to deliver a ring. And he did. I had to deliver a ring to...
Did side quest givers die?
I guess so. I guess is what it was. I had to deliver a ring to a dude in Falkreath. And as soon as I got into town, a fucking dragon just landed in the middle of the city and ate the fucking dude. Like, one shot.
Ate him and then left.
That's pretty much what happened.
Oh,
yeah, that's
man.
true. That's true. There is currently there is no Jelly Donut has a point, or no, Dempsey has a point. Windows Phone does not support Chrome, but Windows 10 comes out on July 29th, and this guy, I believe, gets the upgrade. All your PCs that are on 7 or 8 will get a Windows 10 upgrade, and they're basically going to emulate the Android marketplace. So Windows phones, tablets, Surface tablets, all those. Surface pretty much already does it, but we'll be able to support Chrome and actually pretty much any other app. They're basically being like, look, our app store blows. Let's let the other ones in.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. But yeah,
Going back to mods.
going back to the mods.
I played the. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I played the Giants mod on Morrowind quite a bit. It was just, added a bunch of new enemies. It was called Giants, but there was more than just Giants. There was like dragons and a bunch of other stuff. That was like the first mod I really ever did, but it was also the one I feel like I got the most content out of.
Yeah. They did not announce a new Elder Scrolls. They are, like, as was pointed out in the chat, the Elder Scrolls Online seems to be where they're at now. At least for a while. Which is fine.
Okay.
If they'd announced Elder Scrolls 6 instead of Fallout 4, I would have been mad. Like,
Yeah.
come the fuck on. Give us the other one.
Yeah, I'm fine with Fallout 4 in place of
Yeah. But mods, in Morrowind you could kill anyone, no matter what. No matter if they're a side quest or main quest or whatever.
Quest or
I was there for that
It
one.
would say you're now playing in a doomed world. You can keep playing or you can reload.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm good with that. I'm also fine with it not telling you that.
Yeah.
Sort of, to an extent.
Yeah.
I kind of want to know if I fucked my gameplay.
You get a terrible feeling.
Yeah, you get a terrible feeling in your gut. I believe that the Google Play Store is going to be in some form or fashion emulated on Windows 10. Or they're at least going to give the developers the ability to easily emulate onto Windows 10. Something like that. But in Oblivion and in Skyrim and in Fallout 3. Or not.
I don't
remember.
I think you could waste anybody you wanted
Maybe
in
you
Fallout
could.
3.
Maybe you could. But
We'll go back and check
definitely
that.
in the Elder Scrolls games, if you went up to someone and you're like, fuck you, and you killed them, they'd die.
They'd and breathe
stand
heavy
back up
and stand
and be
back
like,
up
"Man."
and attack you again.
I took a lot of
Also-
knives to the gut.
Scalable enemies. That's a big discussion, but
Yeah.
Oblivion was the worst because
That scale was way
a
off.
freaking troll at level 20 is still gonna stop my shit.
Just wreck you.
All
All
the-
those painted trolls.
the guards are
Holy
always
shit.
5 levels above you.
Yeah.
Scalable
We can
enemies.
do away with scaling or just ratchet it way down or something.
Yeah.
I understand you always want a challenge, but God, they just in Elder Scrolls they just go way out of your way to no matter how high you get, no matter how good you get, no matter what you accomplish, to treat you like shit.
Thanks, Dad.
I understand wanting a challenge in the game, but
Yeah.
but Elder Scrolls especially, I play games. That game is so that, like, you can gain and feel the power of your character.
Yeah.
And scalable enemies don't do that.
So if in Fallout 4 they don't allow you to kill quest givers or children, or let's say not
Obnoxious
100% of the
asshole
people,
children.
yeah, if there's not 100% freedom in terms of your combating,
You can mod.
I can stomach that this time because of the mod.
Yeah.
So, go forth and mod. Thanks, guys, for joining us and joining us in the chat. We really appreciate it. We really want you to follow us. Wait, no. It's over there. There it is. Follow us up there.
I'm not.
Is
gonna
already
point
go
at
there.
it.
But follow us. You'll know when we go live later after the PlayStation one, and we'll do an E3, a brief E3 total recap.
Whatever that is.
And we'll be doing our PlayStation in cosplay. Jason will be joining us later. And I guess that's it. My name is Steven.
This is Mike.
I'm Chuck.
And we'll see you guys again tonight.